particularly important for people who earn well. So you earn well, but you find that you're always broke or that you just had like this bonus bam and then you're just broke. This is for you. How would I pull myself out of this rut and break the cycle? Welcome to my channel. My name is Ola. I'm the founder of the Money With Club and the host of this channel. And on this channel, we talk about personal finance, investment, and the economy in simple English. So if this is your vibe, I welcome you to join us. Today, we'll be talking about 10 things I would do if I found myself broke in 2025 to pull myself out of that rut. Right? Now, this is particularly important for people who earn well, but you find that you're always broke or that you just had like this bonus bam and then you're just broke. This is for you. How would I pull myself out of this rut and break the cycle? Yeah. So listen in. Of course, you should subscribe and hit the notification button so you get fresh content from us every week. So the very first thing that I would do is to get clear on my why. Why do I want to be stable? Why do I need to be stable? Why? Now, there are different definitions of why. I need to be sure that I can pay the bills for my family. I need to be sure that I have a roof over my head. I would love to give to people. I would, there are so many whys, right? But it's important to define your why because your why is your ginger. It is actually the ginger that will give you the motivation for the work that is ahead, because no doubt there's work that needs to be done. So define your why, and while you're at it, write it down. Don't keep it in your head. There's something about just documenting what is going through your mind. It is very, very important. So define your why. That's the first thing. The second thing that I will do is track every dime, dollar, kobo, whatever currency that you are in. So we are talking about the fact that you're earning but you are broke, right? So you need to know where that money is going. Why? There are two possible issues. Two. One could be you're not making enough money, and the other could be that you are not managing your money well, right? And for a lot of people, whilst everybody has that goal to make more money, which is valid, you need to know how to manage what is in front of you right now. So track every dime, every dollar, every kobo. Know where your money is going. Know exactly where it is, and ask yourself, are you happy with where it is going? Now, and it is very important for you not to think of this as an opportunity to feel bad, but an opportunity to actually be true to yourself. So I recommend for like 3 months, you get your salary, every dime that leaves your pocket, take note of it. Either you use an app, you use a tool, Excel sheet, whatever it is, but track every dime. You'll be shocked at the patterns that you see. You'll be shocked with how much you just give out as tips that is not accounted for. You'll be shocked. And everybody gets shocked because sometimes if you're not actually tracking, when they ask you where your money is going, you'll say one thing, but when they see the data, it will show another thing. It's very, very, very possible, right? And the third thing that I would do, number 3, is that I would create a budget that is not punishment. My choice of words are intentional. A budget that is not punishment. Yes, you need to tie belts. We agree, but there's a way that you tie that belt too tight that it will break. And then we just go back to square zero. So create a budget that articulates your needs and make sure that your needs are covered, makes provision for wants, and then a need for the future, investing, right? Now, I have a tool, and we'll put the link in the description box. I have a tool. It's a very simple tool where you just put in your pay, and then it will tell you how much should go to your needs and how much should go to your wants. Now, if you're an adult, clothes are not a need, no vex, and that shit highlighted for you. And the cool thing about it is when you put numbers there to tell you what you are doing, the impact of this choice. So it will recommend, and you now say what you're going to do, so you plan, and then you now say what you did at the end. But long and short of this, you need to have a budget that gives you room to breathe and enjoy life, or else you would fall flat on whatever plan you have if it's too tight. The fourth thing I would do is automate savings. Why would I automate savings? Because it is very important for you to understand that if you leave decisions like that to your mood, to responsibility, to willpower, you are on the way to failing already. So whether it is $1 every month, whether it's $5, whether it is 2K, your daily 2K, your 1K, or your 500, it's not about the amount as much as the building of the muscle. because how you got to where you are wasn't by making more money, it was by how you spent and the fact that you were not saving. You understand? Right? And you did not have emergency funds, you didn't have anything to fall back on. Those are the reasons why you are where you are. So I would say automate your savings. Now think of it and automate it such that as soon as your pay comes in, and it's not about the amount, I repeat, that little amount goes into a specific savings account. So it can't be the same one. Don't say I have money here and I know this one, I won't touch it because it's for this. No, move it out. Let it be out of your view, right? And just start building. Trust me, you'll be glad you started. You will look back after 6 months and be glad that I actually started this thing. And you see opportunities to add more. So if you start with 10K, you realize that by next month you're able to do that. If you start with $20, you realize that okay, by next month, because you are thinking of, oh, where can I scratch? Oh, $50. It makes sense, right? It does. That is something that I will do because it's very important, and automate it. Automate, that's the most important thing. Let it go automatically without anything from you. Very, very important. Now, the fifth thing that I will do is build an emergency fund or have a plan B. Now, this one is very dicey. I actually have a video on planning and talking about emergency funds. You see it pop up somewhere here, right? But the most important thing about emergency fund, while it is important, decide on how you want to structure it. Some people say, oh, if I have an emergency fund, if I have an emergency, I can take a loan. But no, that depends on the type of emergency. If the emergency is that you lost your job and you have an obligation, you know that if it's credit, the credit will be tied to your job. And so if there's no job, you don't have an emergency fund. Think carefully about what kind of emergency fund you're going to set up. But most importantly, understand that you need to have an emergency fund. Do not drop that step. Before we go on to the remaining 5 steps, I would like to give a shout out to members of our YouTube community who have been making comments on our content. I welcome you to ask questions, drop a comment, drop a thought, connect with us. Of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe. But let me shout out to them. Let me get their names. So shout out to Dr. Ada Ozo, and she says here that yes, please, a video about how to know when devaluation is coming will be great. We've taken note of that, and I'll be sure to do that shortly. Expect it, and I'll tag you when I do. And the next person I want to shout out is Kind Rain Foundation 850, and he just says highly educative, straight to the point. Thank you so much. Of course, if you have any questions, any thoughts, any comments, please drop it. We are reading, we comment, we respond, and we're here for you. We're literally here for you. So the 6th point, I smiled when I thought of it, and it is very simple. Follow just two highly educated financial educators. So the first one you already have, that's me. Just subscribe. If you haven't already, why should you subscribe? So let me tell you a couple of things about me and why you should follow me. So I'm a finance professional. I'm a CFA charter holder. If you don't know what CFA charter is, go and Google it. It's a global certification for finance professionals, and it's fantastic learning and certification for that you want to leave your money with at any point in time. So that's one. And then I have almost 20 years experience in trading, brokerage, asset management. What else? Like I've done the works, capital raises, right? So I know the end-to-end macroeconomic analysis, right? So which is why this channel is pretty much saying, Ola, what have you done for the past X years? Almost 20 actually. Wow, I'm getting old though. Hey. And let's just bring it down in simple English, right? And I'm an IFC LPI certified trainer. So my job is learning design, being able to communicate learning effectively. So if you want to learn about finance, investing, this is the channel. We also have our newsletter. I link it in the description box. Just follow us. You will learn. You will learn and you will take action. That's the most important thing. But the second financial educator. So let me think. I would say your stockbroker. Why your stockbroker? Because I feel like apart from education, you need someone that is telling you real time what to do. So if you are not excited about your stockbroker and they speak too much Greek and you don't really understand, then maybe you need to join my community. Link is in the description box. Check it out, the Money With Club, 2 trusted financial educators. Now, why did I say 2? Why? Because there's so much. It can be overwhelming. The idea is that you pick one thing and you take action. That is your goal. I just want to know one thing I should be doing right now and taking action, right? Taking action is where you learn. But if there's so much, you like, I've heard that. But if you follow one person's path, right? Like these steps I'm giving you, just follow it step by step. You will find that you get to your destination faster than listening to so many things. Just that, okay, what's the point? Go and do this number 1, go and do it. And then when you've done that one, go back to the next one, right? And pick it up and do. That's the idea. Yeah. Then number 7, start investing with what you have. Now, this is a major myth that I'm always happy to bust. Guys, in 2025, 2024, 2021, right? We've passed this stage a while ago. You can buy stocks with $10. You can buy a fund. You can invest in a fund with $10. You can, with Nigeria, 5K, 1K, you can invest. So you see that, oh, I don't have enough money. It's a lie. It's a lie. You have money to start. It might not be where you are going. It might not be the size of money that you are looking out for, but you just need to have that brain knowledge, that engagement of your brain that this is what you do regularly, right? Because if you don't do it when you don't have much, it's very, very tough for you to do it when you actually have, right? That's one. It's also very risky. Why? Because if you now jump to the other side and adopt the go hard or go home mentality, you would find that you make money, then you lose it. You make money, then you lose it, right? But you see that steady, stable growth, that's what we're talking about here. That is what would take you out of being broke and keep you out of it. That's the major thing, keeping you out. That is the most important thing. So start investing today. Open that account. And we have videos on how to start investing. I mean, I'm happy to do more around that. If you have specific questions on the how, not just how, like, okay, this is the situation, how do I, like, what is the response to this? That kind of question, drop in the comment section. We'll be happy to answer either in a response or in a video. We're happy to answer. Then the 8th thing, very important, fight lifestyle creep. Now, if you haven't, before I jump into that, please follow me on social media. On LinkedIn. LinkedIn is like my primary platform. LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, yeah, Twitter, yeah. But follow me at Ola Oladile on all platforms. And then also follow the Money With Club at the Money With Club on all social media platforms. So yes, fight lifestyle creep. What is that? Basically, as you make more money, you increase your spending. See, that thing is the worst. And we've all gotten caught in it at one point in time or the other. But you see, let me tell you what I did personally to break it. Because I realized I started off like in Nigeria, you start off as a copper. I was earning copper salary, I was fine. I became a full staff, like, oh, money has entered, wow. But I realized, I started waiting for payday, like, where did this salary go, you know? But what I did was I got a grip on myself, and I now said, okay, by the next pay increase, I'm going to live like the last pay. So let me use numbers. Let's say I was earning 100K and then my salary went to 200K. What I would do is that I would literally take out that additional 100K. What I would do is literally take out that additional 100K and save it first. Then the balance of the 100K, I will live like that is my salary. So I will do everything. I would live within that 100K. What I found was that it was the easiest way for me to save, right? I would just like, because I was fine. Look, so you get a pay bump March, so you get February salary, then you get a promotion in March, and then all of a sudden you just feel like you were not able to cope in February. You were. So that's the deception of, why am I taking bus? Why don't I get a car? Why don't I get a driver? Why don't I stay here? I need to move closer to town. I need to travel for this place. And you just, there's so many of those things. And it never stops. So you are the one that has to get a grip. And I've told you what to do already. Yeah? And the 9th thing is to learn a monetizable skill. Now, we're in a gig economy. We're not where, like, life has changed post-pandemic. Literally, everybody can find something that they can sell to the world, right? And just find it. Why? Because sometimes it could just be that the pressure and the burden on you is more than your salary can handle. I'm not one to say leave your job. So in real terms, let's say you're earning 200K at your job and your account is not balancing, and you say you want to start a business. Until that business can produce 250K, don't leave your job. Why? Because you will end up going to a negative, can't you see? So always wonder, I have it and I'm leaving my job. No, it's not necessarily that wise. That's apart from the fact that only 3 out of 10 businesses, global data, survive the 10-year mark. What does that mean? The remaining 7 shut down. What does that mean? People lose money. Why am I laughing? Because a lot of these things, we hear it and we don't realize that it's real. It's real. And those people did not wake up trying to throw money away. So if you think they did, then it informs the way you or I'm different. No, you have to understand that there is a risk. So I'm not saying leave your jobs, but I'm also saying have a monetizable skill and be quick to monetize it as quickly as you can and grow as much as you can. Why? Because it's about making more money. When you make more money, you can do every other thing that I've said and you see that you move faster. Yeah. And then finally, join a money community. So yes, we have the Money With Club. It's for high earning professionals who are ready to get educated and take action at the same time. So we're bringing deals. We've done deals everywhere, not everywhere. We've done deals in different currencies. We've bought property in Nairobi. We've invested in movies that have been sold to video on demand companies. We've invested in bonds. We've invested in, okay, I said real estate already. We've done wine. We've done art, right? All sorts of investments. That's the Money With Club. What it does for people is that people that their minds are not so in tune to investing, we just keep dropping things and they begin to wake up and begin to ask questions, understand the differences and take action. Now, not everybody may be able to join the Money With Club, but if you can, please check our website, www.themoneywithclub.com, and join us. You are welcome. If it's not available when you see this video, if it's not open, just join the wait list. When we are taking in new members, we will be sure to send you an email. That's that. But another thing we're working on is actually like a bigger, larger base newsletter style community. So the Money Week Club, we meet up physically in different locations. We have members in America, the UK, Ghana, around the world, Nigeria, right? But for the newsletter community, it's going to be a community where we provide all the services that we do in the club, but just at scale. So there's the physical part and at scale, right? So you see the deals, you see the education and all that, but it's a different structure from the club, and so is a lower price point. Now, if that's something that you would want to jump at, then the wait list for that will be in the description also. It's obviously going to be a lower price point. We're still working on that and you will draw value, I can tell you, for free. So check that out in the description and see you on the other side if and when not. But why am I shouting about community? Why? Because a lot of the things that carried you to where you are, lifestyle changes, family pressure, not knowing how to handle things, right? A lot of these things are solvable, but there's a part of it that is dependent on the kind of environment that you are in. If people are not particular about investing and you are talking about investing, they'll be like, what's all this? What are you saying? And at a point you can give up, right? So having a community of people that you can discuss money with, that you can ask questions, that you can ask for thoughts is extremely important. Like, as in, this is like, you should know you can't be working alone, right? Like, you literally can't. And then you also can't be in an environment where you have to code the conversations you're having around money. Yes, have other kind of conversations there, but have a place where you can discuss and be free to discuss, right? That's what the Money Club does for a lot of our members. But even at that, find your tribe, find even friends that are like trying to even learn, and then you guys can be on that journey together. Do you get? So that's what I recommend. So that's the final recommendation. So as a summary, right, get clear on your why, track every dime, create a budget that is not stifling, automate your savings as much as possible, very, very important, build an emergency fund, follow just 2 trusted financial advisors and subscribe. Yeah. Start investing with what you have, very, very, very important. Fight lifestyle creep, learn a monetizable skill, and then join a community. I trust this was useful. Do not forget that you can't outsource your health and your finances. You always, always, always have to engage. No one can go to gym on your behalf and you'll be slim. No one can eat on your behalf and you'll be healthy. It's just the same way no one can actually help you manage your finances effectively without your own engagements. Trust this was useful and see you in the next video. Bye.